también por logística, que se dio cita en París, fue al FanFest y los que tenían entrada vinieron pronto y rápido. Los de Liverpool tenían el FanFest de Liverpool casi en el centro de París, en la Plaza de la Nación, muy retirado de aquí. Y ahora, para llegar a San Denis, si no es por coche, porque al lado de una carretera saturada al lado del estadio, hay una boca de metro, una sola, que está al norte del estadio. Y la otra estación de trenes, estos trenes de media distancia, está a casi 1 kilómetro del estadio. Por lo consiguiente, para entrar a una o a otra hay que cruzar una avenida y hay solo 2 puentes. Intuyo también que por logística y por lo que estuve viendo afuera, solo esos 2 puentes están habilitados para ingresar a la explanada principal de San Denis.
I think that goes for both sets of supporters as well. You know, you hope that the police control it in the right way. The traffic was horrendous on the way, and you've got a lot of people trying to get into the stadium in a short space of time. You just hope there's no issues out there and everyone gets home safely.
Yeah, I mean, it was only a couple of hours ago that Kenny Dalglish was here laying a wreath in honour of the victims of the Heysel disaster. And every time you hear about situations like this at a football ground, you just hope for the safety and security of, you know, the Champions League has changed. The Champions League is expensive, but it's now a family thing. There's so many
seguridad que rodean este estadio para no tener que pasar por los torniquetes o llegar un poco más rápido, y eso me imagino que también ha tenido que ver con este retraso, el controlar esa situación para que no se salga de las manos y no se convierta en algo peor.
Gas pimienta es lo que nos acaban de informar, está siendo lanzada contra los aficionados ingleses por parte del cuerpo de seguridad y policía. Recordemos que este estadio tiene 2 llaves para ingresar, ¿no? Una parte por fuera, que hay una reja, ¿no? En ese puede circular completamente los aficionados de forma libre, ¿no? Dentro del estadio, donde hay una reja donde tienen que pasar por la seguridad, ahí también, ya dentro del estadio, pueden acceder, están las tiendas oficiales de toda la mercancía de esta gran final, puestos de comida, de la cerveza, pero es al otro lado, es donde está la gente de seguridad tratando de controlar a la afición, como nos informan por la cuestión de la seguridad. Y la policía, que son aficionados de Liverpool. Una final donde se espera un gran espectáculo en la ceremonia. Son más de 270 voluntarios que estarán en la parte de la ceremonia. 5 minutos donde Camila Cabello, que podemos observar todos sus 14 bailarines, están todos listos, preparados, ¿no? Los fotógrafos en cada esquina, esperando, Chanona, solamente que esto arranque para que tengamos una noche mágica.
Es normal que haya un poco de impaciencia, sobre todo cuando venimos hablando de este partido desde hace mucho tiempo, y también es normal que se estén tomando las medidas necesarias para esto. Hay que apuntar una cosa que no tiene nada que ver con el fútbol, ya lo recordaba. Francia desde el 2015 está en alerta terrorista máxima, 5 de 5. Esto por lo que sucedió por entonces, los atentados en el Bataclan, los 12 terroristas que se inmolaron afuera de 2 puertas en este estadio, otro más cerca de un restaurante de comida rápida. Por eso los protocolos de seguridad se agudizan, y también entiendo que esta sea también parte de un protocolo de seguridad del propio estadio y de las fuerzas nacionales en Francia, por esa circunstancia. Así que me imagino que con todos hay cierta desesperación, hay cierta ansia, pero corresponde a un bien mayor, ¿no?
Bueno, para entrar al estadio, nada más nosotros que somos parte de un medio de comunicación que tiene los derechos, ¿no? Ingresar al garaje del estadio, que está en la planta baja, bastante baja, o sea, digamos que está debajo del terreno de juego, el estacionamiento para medios de comunicaciones. Ahí la policía, ¿no? Vienen 4 personas, te revisan el auto completo, te hacen bajar del auto, tienen que abrir toda maleta, mochila, incluso para cada uno de nosotros. O sea, que imagínate para los aficionados.
encuentro perfecto, es un tema de seguridad muy importante, sobre todo en una final de Champions League en donde prácticamente viene gente de todo el mundo. Me parece fantástico lo de la seguridad. Bueno, y el retraso tiene que ver netamente con eso, ¿no? Con la seguridad. Inclusive hay especulaciones de hay gente detenida por la policía francesa por el hecho de haberse saltado las vallas para entrar en
Ahora, ustedes que jugaron, Pupi y Bamba, me imagino que después del calentamiento tienes un tiempo ya, más o menos te mides, ¿no? ¿Cuándo vas a empezar el partido? Que los músculos estén listos. ¿Qué estarían haciendo ustedes ahora?
Yo estaba pensando precisamente en eso, que los jugadores terminaron el calentamiento ya hace 25 minutos más o menos. Yo creo que seguirán calentando en el vestuario, claro, adentro, porque si no es distinto, pero al menos para sentirse acalorado.
Sí, activo los músculos, ¿no? Sí. Sigue apareciendo en las pantallas ese aviso de retraso, y la verdad nosotros desde adentro después del calentamiento tienes un tiempo ya, más o menos te mides, ¿no? ¿Cuándo vas a empezar el partido? ¿Qué estarían haciendo ustedes ahora?
Yo estaba pensando precisamente en eso, que los jugadores terminaron el calentamiento ya hace 25 minutos. Yo creo que seguirán calentando pero al menos para sentirse
I see them actually scoring quite early, and I think there's a big gulf in class between both teams. Now I know Madrid have taken some huge scalps this season, but as I mentioned earlier, they've only played well in tiny little parts of those games, and I think Liverpool are good enough to actually, when they're on top, to actually make that pay, score a couple of goals. And I think Liverpool don't want this getting into a bit of a grind in 80 minutes. It's still 0-0 at 80 minutes. The pendulum starts swinging. I think they want to...
It has to be a couple of goals though. One is not enough against Real Madrid in the 91st minute.
It's not, but I think about this. Both sets of defenders last night going to bed. I think the more comfortable sleep would have been with the Liverpool defenders. I think if you're in the Real Madrid team, the way that they concede chances and the way it can be open at times, here they're coming out.
Sorry to interrupt you, mate. We can see on the big screen in here, they are now coming out to warm up again. So here we go again.
Good. They'll be pleased with that. There's obviously a definitive number that's been said that they're going to be after warming up for to come out. So hopefully we'll get to the kick-off as quick as we can. But just going back to my point about defenders sleeping a bit easier, the Real Madrid defenders, they give up a lot of chances throughout the Champions League, throughout the season, domestically as well. And they're up against probably one of the most dynamic and lethal front threes in football at the moment. They could end this game in 6 or 7 minutes, the Liverpool front three, if they get the right chances created for them.
Yeah, I think both teams have got the capability of scoring goals very quickly. I agree with Rio, it might come down to who defends the better. We haven't really touched on much the importance of the bench and the people on the bench. Real Madrid have got some real big options from the bench, so it's going to be such a fascinating time.
Ever been in a situation like this? Well, yeah, we've had some games that have been delayed before, but not often you have it in one of the biggest games of the season. But listen, these are all experienced players, both sets of players. They've been there, seen it, done it. A 15, a 20, a half an hour delay isn't going to put them off.
It's going to be interesting as well if Thiago doesn't start, the difference in the midfield, because Thiago is the one player who comes into this team, in the Liverpool team, especially this season. He can dictate the pace of the game, and he can control things from in there. And if he Keita plays instead of him, yes, it brings a bit more legs, maybe a bit more freeze at the moment. They could end this game in 6 or 7 minutes in the Liverpool front three if they get the right chances, big the difference?
Yeah, I think he's in top form, Rio. I think the last 3-4 months he's really announced himself as a Liverpool player. He's like a conductor in there. He's controlling games, the tempo, the speed, the way Liverpool play. He's out there now waving to the crowd. For him to come back out to do a second warm-up must mean good news that he's going to start the game.
Yeah, absolutely. And you may have seen it, or you can see on the screen just there, kick-off delayed until 9:30. Of course, that is 9:30 Parisian time, so for you in the UK, that's at 8:30. So we think that maybe in about 20 minutes' time we'll have the pre-match show, but right now you can see Thibaut Courtois and the Real Madrid players also making their way out to do their warm-up to try and get themselves ready.
Not it, in come Van Dijk, Fabinho and Salah. 4 on black cards, Carlo Ancelotti makes 2.
This evening, there have been reports of tear gas being used outside the stadium, problems and issues with people trying to make it into the stadium, and we've now had kick-off delayed until 9:30 here in Paris in this Champions League final, as the players are out there warming up. Right then, let's talk then about this defending. We've got some of the shots of Real Madrid and these 109 chances that they've given up in the knockout stages. It doesn't seem to faze them though. They seem to be able to give up these chances and still make it through against the very best, which they've shown us.
Yeah, Jake, they've always been a team that have conceded chances. They've always been quite a team that play on the front foot, take risks, let's say, and that's been the case for many, many years. But in this competition, in particular this season, they have conceded a lot of goals, a lot of chances. We've already mentioned their path through to this final, how unbelievable it's been for them to get this far. And Manchester City, really, in the first leg, as we see some of the chances here, should have been away and gone. I mean, it was staggering how they were only 1 goal ahead going to the Bernabeu. But they do give up chances. But as we've seen at the other end, they've got some players that can turn the tide in their way as well.
I'm not sure you get away with it all the time. I think City really let them off the hook in both games. I believe that them chances are presented tonight. I think Liverpool have got too many killers in the front line. You can even mention Jota there. They've got too many killers in the team to let them opportunities go by on a stage like this.
And a big key to that as well, they haven't got a second leg to kind of get things back on track. It's got to be done today, and then you don't get a second chance in a final game. You've got to get it done here. But what I would say, they do concede chances, but they don't fold under that. A lot of teams concede chances and they lose confidence. They end up stepping back and saying they carry on because of the experience, especially in the midfield area. Casemiro, Cruz and Modric, because of that experience, they know defenders as well. I don't want it, but I can give it to them. And that confidence that can then spread through the team because those type of players then take on that responsibility. It's a huge thing in the game.
And is it a back line, do you think, still missing the experience of Ramos and Varane?
You always may miss 2 names the size of them. They've been there and done it.
Es Thiago Alcántara, pero yo creo que como también tiene cambios, tiene bastantes cambios, yo creo que lo va a poner desde un principio y después, bueno, si no funciona, la parte física, está Keita por ahí, no sé, está el propio Diogo Jota, que también puede entrar en esa zona. Vamos a ver cómo va desde un principio Alcántara.
Ha rotado en esa mitad de la cancha, rotó en general al equipo, sobre todo en aquel partido de vuelta contra Benfica. Ahora que Luis hacía alusión al camino de cada equipo, fue esa la eliminatoria más tranquila que tuvo, porque el Inter le metió problemas, aunque le faltó contundencia, le faltó anotar los goles cuando pasaba un peor momento. El cuadro del Liverpool no aprovechó esa oportunidad del Inter, y luego el Villarreal le llegó a empatar la eliminatoria, le puso mucha presión, pero cuando el Liverpool se decidió a responder, allí estuvo. De todos esos partidos de eliminación directa, octavos, cuartos y semifinales, Thiago solo dejó de estar de inicio en la vuelta frente a Benfica, donde Klopp hizo por lo menos 5 cambios con respecto a su equipo habitual, porque en ese momento estaba todavía la pelea viva en la liga, como estuvo hasta la jornada final. Así que hoy al final del día creo que no tuvimos sorpresas en los 11 iniciales, y sí esa expectativa que teníamos de ver cómo planteaba el partido Ancelotti, si se arriesgaba con un extremo puro o si era un poquito más conservador, poniendo en la cancha a Valverde, como termina ocurriendo.
Solamente veo a Thibaut Courtois, el arquero suplente, ahora recién. Parece que Pintus, el de la cabellera larga que vemos ahí, el de la media luna brillante, el es Pintus, el preparador físico, el que tiene un método fantástico, Charona. Se habla mucho acerca de ese método, pero me parece que es la reflexión que ha hecho este equipo de veteranos con experiencia en el equipo de Real Madrid.
Un viejo conocido en la institución, y para Carlo Ancelotti a su regreso ha puesto las bases de una nueva preparación física, incluso dietas rigurosas para muchos jugadores. Uno de ellos, por ejemplo, Dani Carvajal, que tenía muchos problemas de lesiones, fue asesorado por la parte física, luego un nutricionista y luego médicos privados, y hoy Dani Carvajal prácticamente es inamovible en esa banda derecha y ha logrado terminar ya muchos de los partidos. Dani Carvajal, incluso en la del 2018, si no mal recuerdo, también tiene que salir de cambio, no solo Mohamed Salah. Ahora salen los jugadores del Madrid con rostros muy similares a los del Liverpool. Esa cara de resignación tras la postergación del inicio del encuentro.
Ahora hay una cosa de que los técnicos a ese nivel, ¿no? Le dicen todos los teléfonos, los celulares apagados. Ahora cuando escucharon que hay demora, enseguida seguro metieron la mano al bolsillo o en algún bolsito sacaron los celulares a ver qué pasa, ¿no?
Algunos seguramente lo habrán hecho, seguramente.
Para tratar de mantenerse informado de lo que pasa, porque realmente esto puede preocupar a un jugador.
No, yo creo que preocupa desde el punto de vista que un poco este retraso puede, digamos, causar alguna molestia física. Uno como jugador de fútbol, ya cuando termina el calentamiento ya estás preparado física, mentalmente, como para afrontar el partido. Cuando hay este retraso, que en un principio eran 15 minutos, ya van 25, es indudable que molesta un poco, pero uno está tan metido, uno tiene tanta disciplina con respecto a lo que va a jugar, que de verdad no pasa nada.
Pero es que estabas hablando y preguntabas acerca de Thiago Alcántara. Me he tratado de mantener la vista en Thiago, y lo que he notado es de que ha estado moviéndose de un lado a otro de la cancha, calentando, pero con los mismos jugadores. O sea, él los lleva si fuera de zona en zona.
Sí, y la verdad es que no se ha visto que tenga algún inconveniente físico en los momentos que ha estado tocando el balón allí en este segundo calentamiento. Vemos a José Luis Díaz también pegado allí a la banda, y tratan, yo creo, los jugadores de recuperar un poquito la normalidad, porque lo que decía Bam Bam, yo me imagino que te rompe la rutina, ¿no? Ya es algo casi mecánico, ¿no? Porque además estos partidos, especialmente en Champions y en las ligas a nivel de las que juegan el Real Madrid y el Liverpool, está todo cronometrado, está todo medido a causa de la televisión y lo valioso que son los tiempos. Entonces ya me imagino que el cuerpo se acostumbra, y ahora es momento de retomar ese punto en el que estaba cada uno para poder empezar el partido, y nosotros esperando que llegue ese anuncio de cuándo podría ser el momento de arrancar el juego.
Creo que en el momento que salió hace un minuto, la pantalla gigante acá dentro del estadio decía 15 minutos máximo. O sea, me imagino que unos 13 minutos más, ¿no? Para que comience la ceremonia, que tiene que ser lo primero. Yo, Chanona, lo que sí estoy seguro que en el momento que veamos a los jugadores correr al vestuario es porque ya vamos a tener unos 10 minutos de espera para que vuelvan a salir y se escuche el himno de la Champions.
Sí, ahí está el ingreso,
pero una vez que pasas ese cerco, que es como una explanada, y hay más de 40 escaleras altísimas, las escaleras tienen que subir muchísimo, ¿de acuerdo? Ya no hay control en las escaleras. Me dejo entender que una vez que pasas el primer
con los 11 titulares, Thiago por aparte, incluso cuando marchaban al vestuario, Thiago se abrazaba muy fuerte con Jürgen Klopp. Yo intuía que eso podría ser una baja de último minuto, de hecho aquí lo comentábamos, pero ahora con esta nueva salida, quizás Thiago vaya a poder arriesgar un tiempo, si es que no se podría, si no hay riesgo de que se agrave esa dolencia en el tendón. Ya, ahora sí, ¿no? Estoy viendo que el cuerpo de preparadores físicos del Real Madrid manda a llamar ya a los jugadores para que se dirijan al vestuario.
Igual los árbitros también, Tony, ya fueron los primeros que se metieron, el árbitro central y los dos asistentes. El cuarto árbitro se ha quedado en el terreno de juego mirando nada más, porque todos tienen que salir.
Sí, esas señas, esos signos de los que tú hablabas en la cancha, que nos pueden ir dando pistas de que esto vaya a comenzar pronto. Yo noto también dentro del cuerpo técnico del Real Madrid molestia, como que no, yo creo que lo que está pasando es que sienten que no les están informando paso a paso lo que ha ido pasando. Un poquito lo que nos ocurre nosotros desde aquí arriba, pero ellos ahí están abajo. Hay representantes del Real Madrid, directivos, y ahora los hombres del Liverpool son los que se van directo al túnel. Les sacaron ventaja a los del Madrid.
Mira, Nadal presente el día de hoy en el escenario. A ver, vamos.
prensa a través de todas las pantallas dicen que hay una demora porque los fans no habían podido llegar. Lo cierto es que cuando subo puedo ver hacia afuera y veo realmente algunos fans arrestados, aficionados del Liverpool que trataron de saltarse la barda. Estaba la policía tratando de controlar la situación. El público aquí dentro del estadio no sabía lo que estaba pasando a las afueras, a los alrededores. Al parecer habían varios con tickets que no podían entrar, no podían acceder, por eso dijeron vamos a retrasarlo 15 minutos, pero habían otros que no tenían entrada y trataron de hacerlo por la fuerza. La policía estaba arrestando aficionados cuando yo subía por las escaleras, la gente tomando fotos, la gente con su videocámara, por supuesto, a través de las redes sociales. Seguro que ustedes han visto estas imágenes. Esto es un acto sin precedentes. Nunca se había demorado una final de Champions. Nos tienen acostumbrados a hacer las cosas con tanto orden que para nosotros es de alguna manera sorpresivo lo que nos conseguimos. Estamos transmitiendo totalmente en vivo desde París. Inclusive los jugadores, tal y como ustedes lo estaban diciendo, estaban desconcertados. No saben lo que están pasando, ¿no? Porque no están acostumbrados a este tipo de escenas. No fueron los franceses, tampoco los del Real Madrid, sino aficionados del Liverpool los que trataron de ingresar a los Stade de France sin tickets, saltándose la barda, y en este momento pues las policías y todas las autoridades están tomando cartas en el asunto. Luis Omar, regreso contigo.
Gracias, Lenzi. Sí, bueno, a la llegada nuestra en un momento de eso que estábamos con Lenzi y con Miguel Ángel, que nos acercamos para comprar algunos artículos, no, mercancía para llevar a nuestros familiares y amigos cuando regresemos el día de mañana. Yo me fui un poquito hacia el costado y veía grupitos de, parecían como arañas rojas, viste, por el uniforme, fuera del estadio, y ahí en esos rincones también donde hay una avenida principal que prácticamente es el periférico, aunque es medio peligroso, por ahí es donde comenzaba un poquito de problema. Te estoy hablando unas 3 horas y media antes de todo esto.
Sí, lo que es extraño es que esa gente sin entrada llegue hasta una parte del estadio en donde tenga la posibilidad de saltar, ¿no? Las vallas y la seguridad. Por eso a mí me parece lógico lo que está ocurriendo. Lo que uno como jugador de repente no entiende es por qué pasan este tipo de situaciones y altera muchas veces lo que es estar metido y concentrado en una final como la de hoy.
Yo creo que la UEFA tomó esta determinación de manera adecuada porque tiene que garantizar la seguridad de todos los aficionados, y seguramente si esto pasaba fuera del campo de juego es normal que el partido empiece con retraso.
Hay una de las cosas que, y se lo digo desde ya, en las últimas finales continentales que hemos visto, la Europa League o la Conference League, ha habido invasión de aficionados en el estadio, ¿no? Después de lo sucedido, ¿no? Ahora con el tema de emergencia prácticamente por parte de la policía, yo creería que el cuerpo, la instrucción de seguridad de la UEFA con los delegados municipales de la zona tienen que estar preparando algo y traer más policía por la duda de que haya algún tipo de invasión el día de hoy.
Ojalá que no sea así, ¿no? Que de verdad todo quede una alegría para el que gana, una tristeza para el que pierde. Muchas veces lo hemos vivido y que ojalá se siente todo en un espectáculo, una fiesta, ¿no? En una noche mágica, como bien dices tú.
Que es lo que queremos, ¿no? O sea, y los informes que nos acaban de decir es otra vez, ¿no? La policía tratando de controlar, utilizando todo tipo de artefactos de los cuales puedan controlar a estos aficionados. Hoy yo veía la prensa, la BBC, ¿no? Y decían de que se esperaban por ahí más o menos unos 50.000 a 70.000 aficionados del Liverpool. O sea, no todos llegaban con boletos, sino que venían para la posible reventa, ¿no? Que también existe en todos lados. Estamos en Europa, pero también existe la reventa.
En todos lados. Esperemos que la gente no se olvide que es un partido de fútbol, que es algo para disfrutar con amigos, en familia, y que la seguridad está ante todo.
Bueno, me parece, Dani Chanona, que ya se va a venir el espectáculo porque han tapado el terreno de juego.
Una lona con el cielo de París reflejado en ella se ha instalado ya sobre este césped del Stade de France. Empiezan las personas de logística también a desalojar la zona para que pueda venir lo que pues todos estábamos
Cabello, 5 minutos en esta ceremonia de apertura para esta gran final de la UEFA Champions League. El ángel de Madrid presente el día de hoy. Aquí está.
partido de ida se vio.
Del Liverpool y del Real Madrid poniendo en esa peana, mostrando a los aficionados del Liverpool ese trofeo, también a los aficionados del Real Madrid que han desplegado la pancarta habitual de las finales de Champions, que como bien dice rezaba hasta el final. Vamos Real, cuando ya están los dos equipos preparados y dispuestos para entrar en el terreno de juego, con Alisson Becker y Henderson, el capitán a la cabeza del Liverpool, con Karim Benzema como capitán del Real Madrid, justo por detrás del colegiado francés Clement Turpin.
Ahí viene el fútbol.
Ahí llega el fútbol, ni más ni menos, Jorge.
Ahí llega respirando poco a poco. Un espectáculo maravilloso, pero está lejos de la naturaleza del fútbol, sobre todo días como hoy, en donde los jugadores no acaban de encontrar la concentración para abordar un partido. Bueno, pues al que nos hemos aproximado de una manera tan singular, ¿no? Pero bueno, aquí está, la final de Champions.
Aquí están los futbolistas sobre el terreno de juego. Ahí están los hombres del Liverpool de Jürgen Klopp llegando también junto a los del Real Madrid. Ahí están los capitanes, ahí está el equipo arbitral. Ahí forman delante de la chiquillada que saluda a unos y a otros. Y el himno de la Champions, porque esto es la máxima competición continental.
tremendo, la verdad, impresionante todo lo que hemos visto, las caras de concentración de los jugadores y como decía Ricardo, al final que está Thiago Alcántara, veremos si está bien, si aguanta el partido, pero de momento ha entrado Thiago Alcántara.
Sin duda alguna, esté o no esté, quiero decir, puede aguantar o no puede aguantar.
Beer makes them parched.
Okay, literally about to kick off, but your timing is impeccable.
Was the biggest concern, and it might well have flashed during the warm-up, but he's out there. Jurgen Klopp's been confident that all are going to be okay this week, and the confidence up to now has been backed up. Elsewhere, Ibrahim Konate starts ahead of Joel Matip in defence, and Luis Diaz completes the front three with Salah and Mane. It's a team with plenty of Champions League final experience. 9 of the 11 have won it before. The referee is a Frenchman from Lyon tonight, Clement Turpin, who refereed the Europa League final last season. The last 3 times that Real Madrid have been here, Sergio Ramos has been the captain, but Karim Benzema is the skipper this evening. It's the 3rd final as a captain for Liverpool's Jordan Henderson. Madrid team tonight is the one we expected. David Alaba's fit to play his first game since the first leg of the semi-final at the Etihad. He's alongside Eder Militao in central defence, and Fede Valverde starts on the right. His Rodrigo's explosiveness. The bench is rich and talented. It includes Bale, Hazard and Isco. Carvajal, Modric and Benzema are starting their 5th Champions League final. Conditions are perfect here in Paris. It's a game that turns players into heroes and villains. Great goals and big moments decide games like this one. And the contrast between
final de la Champions en el estadio Stade de France. Ahí está para buscarla Liverpool, corre para buscarla Carvajal.
Who made all of the headlines, and we wonder who's going to shine the brightest in Paris tonight. Liverpool's qualification was ruthless and relatively straightforward. Real Madrid's a roller coaster of drama and emotion, and now it all comes down to this. So we're underway. It's the 67th final in all, the 30th in the Champions League era, and the Stade de France, the venue for the 3rd time. The first final played in Paris for 16 years.
Wherever you are watching, welcome to the most prestigious game.
Seats is just about full, so we're hoping that everybody's inside, everybody's safe, and we can concentrate, Steve McManaman, on what should be a fantastic Champions League final.
Yeah, let's hope it's a fantastic Champions League. I know there was some really bad scenes outside, kids getting tear gassed, families getting tear gassed, so it's awful scenes, but we concentrate on the football now. Hope everybody's well. Hope it's going to be a great spectacle played out in front of us.
Here is Thiago, and we'll monitor him closely in the early stages, and seemed to go from one thing to another. First he was in conversation with Jurgen Klopp, and then the Liverpool manager was speaking to Naby Keita. He's a key man, Glenn, in this Liverpool
2018, 19 seated. So it's about 10 yards in off this near touchline. Robertson, Alexander-Arnold over it. It's Alexander-Arnold, and it's cleared in the middle of the box by Benzema. Alexander-Arnold gets it back, lifts one back in, it bounces once, and Courtois just grabs it. We're 2 minutes in the Champions League final. It's Liverpool 0, Real Madrid 0, but Liverpool have been camped in the Real Madrid half, and Real Madrid cannot get out at this point in time. Here's Toni Kroos though, playing in between the 2 centre-backs, finds Eder Militao, who got all the physical attributes to Militao, and is going to sign a new contract, even though it does look like Real Madrid will be signing Rudiger.
A big run of 18 matches, and Real Madrid have lost 4 times during the same period, but bring a tremendous amount of confidence into the final based on how they got here. Liverpool with the first opportunity then from the free kick, and they've got the 2 men over it that always take them. Andy Robertson with the left foot, but it is going to be Alexander-Arnold with the right, and it's away by Benzema, the Real Madrid captain.
That was really interesting, the setup there from Real Madrid. They went right back on the penalty spot. ways. That's interesting. They've changed it. They don't do that against normal opposition.
And then Militao has David Alaba back alongside him tonight. There's a bit of pressure on Thibaut Courtois from Jordan Henderson. How significant is Alaba's involvement for Real Madrid?
Well, yeah, I think so. As much as Nacho King,
that's what's he's going to need help.
Manchester City, Alaba's got that bit of experience, a bit of class. He can play in a number of positions. So it's great to have him back. No excuses.
Up is Alexander-Arnold against Cheers.
Searching out Sadio Mane and Eder Militao.
We're going to throw up midway inside the Liverpool half that Real Madrid have given away. Here's Sadio Mane, tries to skip past Modric. Tackled. Fabinho collects. Long ball over the top for Diaz. Courtois is going to come out and collect. Who lost his only Champions League final to Thibaut Courtois for Atletico Madrid against Real Madrid. This is his first Champions League final since then. Here's Casemiro, Eder Militao with 4 minutes in. Liverpool 0, Real Madrid 0 in this delayed Champions League final. And if you have just joined us and thinking that we are for the La Liga giants, Carvajal finds Modric. You can almost argue Liverpool, Real Madrid are underdogs in this one, but of course, City side have won 13 Champions League titles. Not how they can ever be underdogs, really, but I think in terms of how their seasons have gone, you'd maybe say they are. Here's Vinicius to Ferland Mendy. Skips inside one and then just lays it calmly back for Toni Kroos, who clips one out to Carvajal, who beats Luis Diaz to it, then leaves it for Eder Militao. He whips it into Vinicius, who's in the box, works the space onto the right, but that's good defender from Liverpool to close him down, and then Toni Kroos lifts out to Benzema, who's peeled out to that far side. Salah squares him up, goes back to Kroos. This is some good possession from Real Madrid. Here is Eder Militao advancing forward, skipping through, and luckily blocks the pass. He took a really heavy touch, and then Robertson was about to thread Diaz in behind, and Militao gets his foot in the way and makes a good block. But that's 2 good bits of defending so far from Eder Militao, who still young, 24, and can be a bit rash, but it's been a good start from him so far. Here's Kanate, rolls out to Alexander-Arnold. He finds Salah inside to Fabinho, just off the halfway line, now back inside the Liverpool half. That's a beautiful ball by Alexander-Arnold to his fellow fullback Robertson. And here's Diaz for the first time into Fabinho in the centre circle, plays into Mane. Here's Thiago to Robertson, about 25 yards from the Real Madrid goal on the left. Here is Thiago, slowly finds Jordan Henderson, and back to Ibrahima Konate. And this is what Liverpool do to the best of teams, push you back. Here's Robertson, Benzema the only one not behind the ball. Robertson finds Sadio Mane, Carvajal beaten to it by Mane, goes down under pressure on Casemiro. That's great defending from Casemiro. Now he finds Benzema, who's on the half turn. Oh, that's beautiful flick. Here's Valverde, good block. Valverde gets back after it, driving down the line, gets there, drills a cross in, and Fabinho in the right place, clears on the edge of the box, and Liverpool start again through Thiago. But that was beautiful from Karim Benzema. The little flick was gorgeous, and Valverde got a bit of luck, but then he carried it well.
Here's Robertson. Luis Diaz. Now Fabinho. Midfield to do exactly that, break things up and win the ball back, and now Valverde on the move. Manages to dig out the cross, but Fabinho, such an important player for Liverpool in central midfield in situations like that, was able to clear it. One slight concern is that Sadio Mane just taken a little bit of time to get himself going at the other end, but he's not moving at all well, the Liverpool number 10. Come over there for Real Madrid by Mendy.
Yes, but he took a real heavy whack, didn't he, on his thigh there, and he's rubbing it. He's not happy with it.
days. Was did well for Liverpool. Here's Henderson. Fabinho. Side, Sadio Mane's got the more central role. Danny Carvajal didn't see that back and out of play.
He had to go earlier, didn't he? Diaz made a really good run actually. Mane had 2 touches too many. This is a little flick. Benzema.
As many games for Liverpool as Kenny Dalglish. Tonight he's trying to win his 7th trophy as the Liverpool manager. Fabinho onto Trent Alexander-Arnold. Some supported here by Henderson. Midfield area is going to be fascinating, Glenn, isn't it? There's so many experienced players in there.
Talented players as well, Fletch. You know, I think Liverpool will have possession, but I think you cannot sleep on Madrid. Rose, experienced players. The thing is with the Real Madrid 3 in that essentially 3 midfield players, none of them are going to run past you. None of them are going to play behind the Liverpool defence. So they're always going to play in front of you.
Salah for Liverpool, and it goes towards Sadio Mane. The flag up the system to signal the ball had gone out of play for a goal kick to Real Madrid. What you would say tonight, conditions inside the stadium absolutely perfect. Teams have played against each other in 3 separate finals in this competition, so they are making a bit of history of sorts in Paris this evening. Thiago.
As well from Diaz, and you expect Thiago to put that on a plate. That's what he's been doing the last couple of months for Liverpool, and I don't think he's worried about his injury, but normally that would be right in behind that Real Madrid defence, and Liverpool on the attack. Diaz is making some great runs behind
Henderson. To do between now and then. Carlo Ancelotti's already made history this season by completing the set of titles in the top 5 European leagues, and this is his 5th final as a manager, which is a new record in the competition. Throw-in given to Liverpool. Danny Carvajal just unable to keep the ball in play. Finding Salah. Challenge from Alaba, headed by Carvajal. Yes, in towards Sadio Mane, but Real Madrid have gone 2 there. Danny Carvajal and Casemiro. And the last touch, according to the French referee, was a Liverpool touch.
Luis Diaz imposed off Danny Carvajal's foot. He's given it.
Vinicius, it's Henderson. The space for Salah.
make of this Real Madrid defence, but they'll be happy with the way they've started this game.
Danny Carvajal on towards Casemiro and then towards Benzema. Liverpool, as Glenn says, controlling the early tempo here. Is Diaz.
Download them and use them, and please do not forget to attribute the credits.
Luis Diaz. Robertson with a chance to cross, which took a deflection on the way through. It's just changed the mind of Courtois. And then Mendy was nice and composed in giving the ball back to his goalkeeper.
Yeah, he made a good run, Sadio Mane. You see he gets in front of Eder Militao, and that little deflection just takes it over the heads of the pair of them. Nice and cool, my fella Mane.
We will download them and use them, and please do not forget to attribute the credits.
Carvajal giving the ball away. It's had a bit of a mixed bag in Champions League finals. The Real Madrid right back in terms of winning them, but he's also suffered a couple of injuries in finals as well. This is the man they want on the ball if they could possibly get it tonight, Vinicius Junior, and that's really good defending over there by Canate, who quickly got across to help out Trent Alexander-Arnold, and he's done brilliantly over there.
Wonderful defending. Defends with the front foot, goes with his left foot, takes the ball off him. Brilliant, absolutely brilliant. And then he's aggressive here. There's only one winner here, gets his body nice and patient, doesn't make the foul. Look at that. One winner there, just shrugs him off, comes out with it. It's one of the biggest players on the team. Takes the help. Luis Diaz lost the ball. Trent was already on the way. So Vinicius Junior did have a little bit of space in front of him, but Canate was across quickly, wasn't he?
Never lost as a Liverpool player. This season at the club, he's been something of a lucky charm, and he's fully deserving of his place in the starting lineup in this game tonight. Jordan Henderson.
We will download them and use them, and please do not forget to attribute the
stretch carry Benzema, the only Real Madrid player high up the pitch.
See Real Madrid on there. Not taking any chances on the early on defensively.
Use them, and please do not forget to attribute the credits.
Nearly makes it a 5. The midfields are back. You certainly just want to stay into this game for the first 15-20 minutes.
Deep down the right, supported by Alexander-Arnold, who manages to wriggle away and get the cross in, and Salah with the first attempt tonight. Thibaut Courtois down quickly to save for Real Madrid. Here's Henderson, Salah. Casemiro couldn't get there, but Modric could. Liverpool don't keep the ball. It's with Luis Diaz, and the block made by Danny Carvajal. Robertson. Thiago wants to place it, and placed it straight into the gloves of Courtois. The first little flurry though tonight from Liverpool.
That was simple enough. Save before from Salah. He has to get down low to his left. Whether it was going to sneak in here, well, it's the right angle to see. He had to get down nice and quick, the big man. They would have went in, wouldn't they? Good stop.
Vital early save from Thibaut Courtois, who's the only Real Madrid player to play in every Champions League match for them this season. His form's been excellent both in the Liga and the Champions League as well, and he proved his worth for the team with that early save from Salah.
He's had a really good season, Thibaut Courtois, with a couple of personal awards.
Diaz to take on Carvajal.
Download them and use them, and please do not forget to attribute the credits.
Robertson. He goes towards Mane. We can play it on to Salah, who hits it straight at Courtois, and it's nice again from Liverpool.
Very good from Liverpool. A little bit of injection of pace with the ball and runners off the ball, and just look threatening in around that 18-yard box. Real Madrid, yes, they don't want to concede, but they've got to have some possession. It's a red tide that keeps coming up.
The point you've made, though, Steve, about this Real Madrid team is they've got a remarkable ability to stay in games like this, and we've seen it all the way through their qualification campaign.
Yeah, as the boys were saying, Liverpool need to have this tempo, they need to score, again, and the effectively need to block them away, don't they? You can't give them an opportunity to stay in the game like this.
Goes Valverde with an early ball into towards Vinicius. Alexander-Arnold there to tidy things up. They got Benzema forward as well. And now that just allows a bit of space for Robertson to bring Liverpool the other way.
Don't forget to attribute the credits.
Sadio Mane.
Download them and use them, and please do not forget to attribute the credits.
To Robertson. It's Diaz. Finds his captain, he lifts it on here towards Mane.
Please do not forget to attribute the credits.
Mo Salah. Trent Alexander-Arnold. Liverpool nice and patient.
We will download them and use them, and please do not forget to attribute the credits.
Alexander-Arnold. With his ability to strike the football like he does, you can be forgiven for expecting him to hit the target. From there.
Yeah, it's a difficult one, but you're right. It's ever going to fall to somebody. It's a player like Trent, isn't it, who can get over. There's the shot from Salah previously. Right out. Courtois again. Liverpool just building the pressure now.
Forget to attribute the credits.
Sharp little 1-2s, isn't it, that's catching Real Madrid out. The little 1-2s are not going with runners, and they're just standing across that 18-yard box. You just get a feeling that
download them and use them, and please do not forget to attribute the credits.
One thing that's worth keeping an eye on tonight as well is the playing surface. They only finished laying a brand new pitch on Thursday. They started on Tuesday due to the fact that they weren't supposed to be having the Champions League final this season. So meant that they've laid the pitch very, very late for a match like this, Glenn, which I suppose could be a concern. Jurgen Klopp certainly spoke about it in the build-up and said that it wasn't ideal when they trained on it yesterday.
Yeah, it looks okay from here, it looks alright. At the moment, it's not cutting out. We've got a nice evening. It's not like it's raining hard. New pitches we've suffered. There's a lot of rain down on it, but it looks good from here. There's no one slipping.
Thiago perfectly fine out there, despite the concerns about it in the warm-up. It's a nice ball through to Sadio Mane. Makes some space and hits the shot, hits the post, and Courtois gets there. Super save onto the post from Courtois.
I think he saved it, but I think you're right. Cuts inside, great feet from him, smashes it low, he gets a fingertip onto it, onto the post, and then he's up quick. This will get better angle. Oh yeah, it's a great save.
Gets a good hand on it.
Great save, doesn't it? Yes, he does.
Hand on it.
We will download them and use them, and please do not forget to attribute the credits. We will download them and use them, and please do not forget to attribute the credits. We will download them and use them, and please do not forget to attribute the credits.
Liverpool's mentality monsters against Real Madrid's comeback kings. And it's Liverpool trying to make the start by quite a margin here. Thibaut Courtois is the man that's prevented them from scoring.
Yeah, it's an ideal start for Liverpool, but Courtois looks like he's going to have one of them nights. Stay concentrated on the break. This Real Madrid side is so dangerous.
Great position here for Diaz. Really good play there by Casemiro. There's Toni Kroos. Danny Carvajal. Now back to Kroos, the German international challenge quickly by Mane. They're a yard quicker, Liverpool, Steve.
Yeah, we expected that. Which can Real Madrid stay in the game? Thibaut Courtois making sure of that at the moment. We always thought Liverpool would be sharper, quicker, and make more chances. It's whether they can score and score again. The phrase blowing them away, that's what's been mentioned numerous times, haven't they?
Liverpool have had 6 attempts on target in the opening 22 and a half minutes. 4 of them have tested Thibaut Courtois in some way, shape or form. And they've had the lion's share of possession as well. It's been really difficult for the Spanish champions to get past that halfway line and really push for Liverpool.
Use them and please do not forget to attribute the credits.
Start by quite a margin here. Team unfortunately